Good afternoon, friends and beach soccer family. My name is Marcelo Mendes. I'm 50 years old, 24 years dedicated to beach soccer, almost half of my life. During this time, I coordinate many development projects and coach as well many national teams. Today, we will have this special moment, the first part of the 7 beach soccer talk, BSWW. And we will talk about a very interesting topic, how to develop our sport. Well, here we have very special guests today, good cases and examples to be analyzed. Well, let's start of the 5 development pillars that I really think are very important to develop our sport. The first one is grassroots, the professional formation, where we can train our coaches, players, national competitions, national teams, and the organization of international tournaments. After this slide, we will go a little bit deep in these topics, one by one, okay? So, starting from the grassroots, in the 5 development pillars, the most important in the grassroots, in my opinion, and I think everybody agree with that, are the festivals, where we can have many kids, people, family, everybody involved in this kind of events. It's very important to have the high schools involved also. And when we have high schools, we are talking also about many age groups, under 6, under 8, under 9, under 10, under 12, under 14, and under 16 tournaments. We can use the high schools as and schools as a key to organize this kind of tournaments. And I think it's also very important. And organizing children clinics. When I mention children clinics, I'm talking about when we organize an event, when we have our national championship, why not to use the space, the stadium, the sand that we have to organize these children clinics. We already have the space there. So then we go to professional formation, where what I want with this topic, instructor coaches. So we can bring coaches from outside to teach our coaches, our local coaches. It's, I think, we have so many specialists. We have FIFA courses. We have many courses in our continental association. So it's important to teach our coaches and our referees. So when I mean professional formations, that's my idea. National competition. So here we are talking about amateur competition, regional competitions, national league, national cup, and also participation in international events. I think here we can combine all categories of players to play beach soccer. Okay, next one. Then we go to the national team, where it's I'm a coach also, and national team, it's very important to play friendly games at home and outside. I think this exchange of games, exchange of experience are very important to develop our players. If we just stay home and just training, the development will not be the same for sure. So after that, we have the participation in continental events, qualifiers, regional competition, international competitions, and of course, participation in international events. We can give many examples here: Mundialito, tournaments in El Salvador, tournaments in Germany, tournaments in Russia. So in my opinion, to develop the national team, is the most important thing is to exchange experience, take the players to different places to play against different teams. Okay. Then we go through organization of international events. It's already, it's also very important. So we have here many examples about international events where the national teams can play. Of course, we have the top ones, FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup, qualifiers, international, Intercontinental Beach Soccer Cup in Dubai, Olympic events, Continental, Euro Beach Soccer League, Copa America, Mundialito. So we have so many tournaments that we can try to participate. And now, since some years, we also have the possibility to bring the clubs to play in different countries and also exchange this experience. We don't need only to use the national team for that. So we have many competitions for clubs like Mundialito de Clubes, Euro Winners Cup, World Winner, Copa Libertadores, Beach Soccer Tour for clubs. So again, it's another situation that we can develop our players, and also it will going to improve our national team. Please, next one. Okay, here we're going to talk about the ideal step process. Okay, so I think it's very important we have these 5 pillars in sequence. The first one is the grassroots. Then we have the professional formations of coaches, players, and referees. National competitions where these players from the grassroots, these professionals that we formate, they can play and participate. Then we have the national team where the head coach of the national team will select the best players from the national competition to join the national team. And the participation and organization of the international events. So it's a sequence that I think it's the ideal one, the steps. But we know in beach soccer, many countries started in different ways. And I'm not talking here that it's wrong, because some countries, they prefer to start with the national team, and then they organize the national leagues, and they teach the coaches to participate in these national leagues. So it's, of course, the important is to develop the sport. So here, my idea is only to show the good process to start, but we already know that many countries started in different ways, and we have many cases of teams that succeed, have good results, even in different way. Okay, thank you. Next one. Okay, here it's a very nice map where we can say beach soccer activity in over 100. We have beach soccer activity in over 35 countries today. So it's amazing to see. As I said, I have 24 years old in this modality. And for sure, when I started in 1996 with my academy, we didn't have this number. So I'm very happy to see and to show you that. Please. Okay, I said in the beginning that we're gonna have special guests. So the first one comes from Europe, the region that I analyze is ahead of the other regions in the world. Europe is in another step right now in terms of national teams, in terms of development. I think it's easy to see that when we analyze, for example, the last World Cups results, for example, since 2005, UEFA region had at least 2 teams in the top 4 teams in the world when we talk in terms of national teams. Okay, only in 2007 and 2017 where we had only 1 semi-finalist from Europe. Except these 2 years, all other World Cups we had 2 or more teams from Europe. Okay, so after making this short introduction, I want to invite our first guest, Mr. Ilya Pisarev, a good friend of mine, 2 times world champion. So they have the stronger league in the world right now, in my opinion, where all international players and coaches want to be there and participate. So Ilya, welcome. Please go ahead with your presentation. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, everyone. First of all, you can hear me well, Marcelo? Marcelo?
Yes, everything okay, Ilya?
Yeah, everybody can hear me? Yeah. So,
yes,
good evening, hello, everybody. Happy to see all of you. So let's start from the beach soccer courses, coaches and referees. So first, coaches. We don't have special license for beach soccer coaches yet. All the beach soccer coaches in our country are amateurs and self-trained coaches with a different football background. But now Football Union of Russia, together with Football Coaching Academy, developing beach soccer courses for coaches. So maybe soon we will have some kind of license special for beach soccer coaches. The next step is the referees. Approximately 18 beach soccer referees participate anew in 2 training camps, one before season, and the second is at the end of the season, before the last tournament. They are all beach, not all. They are beach soccer referees, and some of them are futsal referees. And for today, we have 4 FIFA beach soccer referees in our country. So I think like that. Next one, Marcelo. Thank you. The grassroots. It's very important to say here that the beach soccer has been developing in Russia under the auspices of Football Union of Russia since 2005. Russian Cup has always been the epitome of beach soccer grassroots in Russia. The first Russian Cup of 8 teams organized in 2008, and about 20 teams have participated the last seasons in this tournament. What more? Since 2011, we organized the Women Championship, Beach Soccer Championship, and the 10 teams have been participated last tournament. Several other clubs have beach soccer schools and special complexes for beach soccer. Indoor, that's important. Indoor complexes for beach soccer. So I think it's all about the grassroots. National championship. Number of matches and their level always been a priority of Russian beach soccer championship development. More matches and more stages of championship means more opportunity to clubs find sponsors, means more practice to for the players. So it's two main things. National team. National team. We have realized that the victories and the success can keep interest to beach soccer in our country. So since 2010, we won a lot of trophies with the national team and won a love of the fans. So of course, our national team is the main epitome of beach soccer development in Russia. Of course. The last topic is organization of international events. 15 years ago, Euro Indoor Beach Soccer Cup was the first international event hosted in Russia. Since then, we have been hosting a lot of international tournaments, such as FIFA qualifier, FIFA World Cup qualifier, EuroLeague stages, super final of this tournament, and the right to host the next World Cup has become our collective crown of trust and honor granted by a world beach soccer community. So thank you.
Thank you, Ilya. Thank you very much. So for me, Russia, it's a really good example in terms of organization, and the other countries. I think after Russia starts to run the league, the other countries follow them, you know, because it's a good example. They have strong national championships for men's and women. That it's very important. And the national team, we don't need to speak too much about the national team. We all know the results about the national team of Russia. So I don't know if he mentioned that I follow in the social media many clubs in Russia. They have kids activity, kids academy, and also it's really nice to see clubs like, for example, Spartak Moscow is a football club. They have a very nice beach soccer academy.
Several clubs, not many, but several clubs, yes.
Yes, so I think it's really interesting. Ilya, I have only one question for you. When you mention about the coaches, they are normally self-prepared. They knowledge. Do you think the Russian Federation has a plan to implement some courses or license for beach soccer coaches?
You know, the courses for coaches can be like something alone. You know, it should be system with people who want to study, for example, ex-players, and after the courses, they must have the clubs where they can work. So it's like a big system of the young coaches, the clubs, and the special courses. We have you know, our head coach of national team, Mikhail Likhachov. So with his help, I think we can do something good with this.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
agree with you.
Not easy question. Not easy question. Not easy question. We'll see. We will try.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good because you already have good coaches. I was there 2 years ago coaching one club in Russia. You already have good coaches, and if they improve their knowledge, they could improve more and more. And this idea that you said about ex-players or players from coaches from different modalities, we can show that beach soccer is another option to work. So you have many clubs in Russia. Yeah. So, Ilya, thank you very much. I have one question here from a very important person and friend. His name is Mr. Mário Narciso. Obrigado pela pergunta, amigo. Narciso, Narciso asked me if I think that the tournaments that we have right now are enough for the development of the beach soccer. Narciso, asking you your question, I think in Europe, you are ahead of the other continents because you have more and many activities during the year. But I agree with you that we have to improve at least the level or the number of the clubs championships, to have more interchange, to have more games, and give opportunity to the players to play more. So I don't know if I answer your question, but I think it's, of course, if we have more, better will be. Okay? So now we're gonna move to Belarus. Is a country that is developing the beach soccer a long time. I had the pleasure to participate in a tournament there when I was the coach for UAE national team. And the organization was super, 5-star, like we speak in Portugal. They invest a lot in a foreigner coaches like Gilberto Costa, today the Brazilian national team coach, like Marco Otávio, the previous coach of Iran. And now they have Nico Alvarado, Spanish coach, and it's easy to see how they improve. And the result was the first qualification for the last year World Cup in Paraguay. So I want to invite Mr. Alexey Sychov to present how they get to this level. Mr. Alexey, you are welcome. Thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you. Прежде всего, я хотел бы поприветствовать всех участников.
Добрый вечер.
First of all, I want to say hello to all the participants.
Я немного расскажу о развитии пляжного футбола в Беларуси за последние 10 лет.
Now I'm going to tell you a bit about the development of beach soccer in Belarus for last 10 years.
Пляжный футбол начался в Беларуси с 2008 года, когда впервые была создана национальная команда по пляжному футболу и прошли первый чемпионат Беларуси по пляжному футболу.
The way of beach soccer in Belarus begins in 2008 with the foundation of our national team. That year also was the first year to have a national championship in our country.
К 2010 году уже 8 команд принимали в национальном чемпионате, и 25 команд играли в различных региональных соревнованиях.
To the year of 2010, we've already had 8 teams in our Belarusian championship and 25 teams in lots of regional championships.
Всего в 2010 году в различных соревнованиях принимало 280 человек различных возрастных категорий, от детей до взрослых.
In the year of 2010, in Belarus, there were 280 players of different ages, from kids to adults.
Большинство игроков совмещали пляжный футбол с большим футболом или футзалом.
Most of these players were mixing playing football or futsal with playing beach soccer.
В это время в нашей стране было 8 рефери, которые судили различные соревнования по пляжному футболу. И было 7 объектов для игры в пляжный футбол, 2 стадиона и 5 площадок.
That year, in our country, there were 8 referees. All of them were of national category. And in 2010, we had 7 places to play beach soccer, 2 stadiums in Minsk and Vitebsk, and 5 places.
Next slide, please. Спустя 10 лет мы можем видеть большие изменения в пунктах, которые я только что рассказал.
I'm sorry, Marcelo, can you please show the next slide? Thank you.
В этом году в наших национальных соревнованиях принимает участие 6 команд.
10 years later, we can see some big changes on the positions Alexey was telling you a few moments ago. You can see that this year in our national championship, there are 6 teams in the first division.
Но мне бы хотелось бы отметить, что это скорее свидетельствует о повышении конкуренции в национальном чемпионате.
But it shows only the high level of competition in our national championship.
За это время количество команд в региональных соревнованиях увеличилось больше, чем в 5 раз. В них принимает сейчас порядка 130 команд.
Amount of teams in regional championships grown up more than 5 times, and now there are 130 teams in the regional championships.
Кроме этого, также увеличилось количество игроков. Их сейчас 1989.
Also, the number of players grew up more than 7 times, and now have 1989 players in all of our tournaments and championships.
В настоящий момент в нашей стране работает 14 рефери FIFA. Один из них имеет международную категорию FIFA. 14 рефери, из них один имеет категорию рефери FIFA.
Now in our country there are 14 referees, and one of them has international category FIFA.
Что касается спортивных сооружений, в 2020 году мы имеем 11 стадионов, 2 из которых могут принимать международные соревнования, и 20 площадок для пляжного футбола по всей Беларуси.
In 2020, we have, in 2020, I'm sorry, we have 11 stadiums, 2 of which in Minsk and Vitebsk can host international competitions, and 20 places for beach soccer all over our country.
Национальная сборная команда по пляжному футболу, с моей точки зрения, тоже показывает большой прогресс как в плане игры, так и в плане результатов.
From my point of view, our national team is also showing a big progress both in its results and in its game.
С 2013 года национальная команда является постоянным участником дивизиона А Евролиги, а с 2014 года постоянным участником суперфинала Евролиги.
Since the year of 2013, our national team became a permanent participant of Euro Beach Soccer League Division A, and since 2014, we became a permanent participant of EBSL Super Finals.
Конечно же, самым большим достижением нашей команды является ее дебют на чемпионате мира по пляжному футболу FIFA в 2019 году в Парагвае.
The biggest success for our national team for now is the debut on 2019 FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in Paraguay.
Еще один важный момент – это возможность проведения в Беларуси международных соревнований.
There is also there is also an important moment connected to international competitions in our country. We hosted lots of them, and we can still host a lot of international competitions.
Самым большим событием, которое нам удалось принять, являлись вторые европейские игры в 2019 году.
The biggest event we hosted was European Games in 2019.
Этот турнир был признан лучшим соревнованием по пляжному футболу в прошлом году, и, конечно же, мы этим очень гордимся.
This tournament was called the best championship in beach soccer last year, and we're really proud of it.
И подводя какой-то итог, мне хотелось бы отметить несколько наиважнейших составляющих, которые существенно повлияли на развитие пляжного футбола в Беларуси.
And in the end, I want to summarize some factors that made the biggest impact on the development of beach soccer in Belarus.
Первое – это профессиональная команда специалистов, работающих в Федерации пляжного футбола Беларуси, любящих пляжный футбол как таковой.
The first is a professional team of specialists working in the Belarusian Beach Soccer Federation that really like beach soccer itself.
Второе – это постоянная поддержка наших инициатив со стороны Министерства спорта Беларуси, Национального олимпийского комитета, Федерации футбола, партнеров и спонсоров.
Then a permanent support of our initiatives by the Ministry of Sport, National Olympic Committee, Football Federation, and our partners and sponsors.
Третье – это привлечение для подготовки национальной сборной профессиональных зарубежных специалистов.
The third is job invitation for foreign specialists to work with our national team.
И четвертое – это постоянная наша работа со средствами массовой информации, телевидением, которые освещают все соревнования, как национальный чемпионат, так и игры нашей национальной сборной, что, естественно, привлекает любителей пляжного футбола и делает этот вид спорта все более узнаваемым в нашей стране.
And the last is a permanent work with social media and television and all of our events coverage that make beach soccer more and more popular sport in our country from year to year.
И последнее – это, конечно же, наша хорошая коммуникация с Beach Soccer Worldwide и всеми любителями и профессионалами пляжного футбола в других странах.
And we also need to say that one of factors is our communication with beach soccer worldwide and with people who are connected to beach soccer all over the world.
Спасибо.
That's all. Thank you.
Spasiba, Mr. Alexey. Thank you very much. I forgot to mention that Mr. Alexey is the chairman of beach soccer in Belarus Federation. I'm sorry, Mr. Alexey. It's very important for everyone to understand how a long project in beach soccer works. I think Belarus is a good example about a long-term project. If I remember, I was in Belarus to play a tournament in 2009 or 2008. Now we are in 2020, and last year Belarus was in the World Cup. So it's good. I think it's a good example. He said he invests in foreigner coaches, foreigner specialists, and it's also another way to improve. But I want, Dimitri, I just want to make a quick question. If Mr. Alexey, if the Belarus Federation is doing any activities for like a course or something to improve the knowledge of the local coaches.
Да, я понял вопрос, Дмитрий. Конечно же, мы каждый год проводим обучение наших рефери и используя то, что в нашей стране работают профессиональные зарубежные специалисты с нашей национальной командой, эти участники тренерского штаба проводят также курсы для тренеров команд, которые работают и тренируют команды в рамках национального чемпионата.
Alexey says, of course, we have special courses for our for coaches from Belarus, and we also use the opportunity that we have foreign specialists in our national team, and they give some lectures, lessons for our national coaches, for coaches of our teams from national championship to improve their skills.
Very good, Mr. Alexey. I think this is the way. If you have Nico in Belarus, one specialist, ex-player, champion many times in Spain, so you must use him to teach your local coaches. Thank you very much. So let's go to the next one.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Thank you. Спасибо. So now we're gonna talk about another country that is improving and working a lot in beach soccer. I think it's a very special case to talk, because the case of Germany shows for me the importance of the national federation to be involved in the modality. Okay, in my opinion, the beach soccer in Germany has two parts. We can divide in two different parts. One is before the DFB takes the completely control of the sport. And it's clear then that after the federation took the control and starts to organize the game, organize competitions, organizing the national team. So the sport is improving there. And in my opinion, soon we're gonna see Germany in another step of beach soccer. So I want to invite to speak about all this work that they are doing. My friend, Dennis Bessels, the General National Team Manager of Germany. Dennis, welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Marcelo, for this introduction. First of all, can you hear me well? Can you see me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Oh, now, okay, yeah, I can see you.
Okay,
go ahead, please.
Here we go. Here we go. So thank you very much for your nice introduction. When I see the speakers from Russia and Belarus, congratulations for your great effort and all the things you did in the past. And as you can see, you need to start something big, and you need some years that things can develop that in that positive way. So congratulations to both federations for their amazing work they did during the last years. As Marcelo already introduced, since 2018, we have a new situation in beach soccer in Germany. The National Federation, Deutscher Fußballbund DFB, took over all the different activities that were run by other organizations like Beach Soccer Germany or another federation, as well as the amateur activities in our federation, our regional federations. So we have already experience about 20 years in beach soccer. But I think a big step, an important step for the whole scene and for beach soccer in Germany is that the federation took now the lead in all steps of the process, like Marcelo already introduced in the beginning of his presentation. As you can see here now, we divided our activities in 4 different areas. First of all, down left is the grassroots event, the nationwide beach soccer tour. On the next slides, I would like to explain you what we have behind this project. We have 21 state events in Germany, and during the last years, all 21 states did at least one event in different categories: youth, adult, men, women, or they did coaching courses or other kinds of activities to develop beach soccer. We have 4 regional events and the final 4 events where the best teams out of those amateur events can qualify for the final 4 event. More or less, we reached 5,000 participants since last year due to our good structure, which goes really deep to every district in the whole nation. On the top left, we have the competition sector, so national league and championships. In the past, Beach Soccer Germany started with a league, with the German Beach Soccer League, more or less between 8 to 12 teams. Now we reached the number to 14 teams in the last year, play in 6 different league events, round robin, to fight for the German title. And this national league is very important for us in order to develop the national team. The national team, which is at least the mirror of all the activities you do in grassroots. This year we reached place 9 in EBSL, and later I have some more figures about the results of the last 2 years. And last but not least, the beach soccer events that we hosted since 2013 in Warnemünde. It's every year we have the German championship over there. As you can see on this picture, have a really nice stadium near to the northeast coast, with a packed stadium, very ambitious spectators, which make at least a big beach soccer party. In 2017 and 2018, we hosted the EBSL stages and had also a very good success with this event. Those events are in live stream and national TV. So this helps a lot to show the people. Can you still hear me? Yeah, I have a little break. To show the audience how beach soccer works and how the event can help to promote the sport. Next slide, please. So to come back to the grassroots activities, we have the so-called master plan amateur football, which includes at least 100 different activities to promote amateur football to all the 21 districts, with 25,000 clubs and more or less 7 million athletes all over Germany who practice football. And beach soccer is one part of this program to bring new variations of football to the people, to the public, to have fun during the summer break. We have 2 months of summer break, so people can get in touch to beach soccer. And the regional federations, they organize youth, men or women's tournaments, like I explained in the beginning. And in the educational part, we have coaching courses and refereeing courses all over the nation, more or less the refereeing courses. We have 20 referees on the national list and 3 FIFA referees. And we are working on a coaching course customized for football coaches in order to bring them and their teams to the sand and adapt the positive aspects of beach soccer for the football, and of course to have more knowledge about the game of beach soccer when they compete in competitions. Next slide, please. Yeah, competitions, we have the amateur tour, which is helping us a lot to bring new teams to our league. We have the National League. Every year we can observe that the level of management and the level of the athletic point of view is increasing. As you can see, the results of our teams from Rostocker Robben and Real Münster at the last World Winners' Cup. We are really proud to have 2 teams, like both teams, in the top 20 of Europe in beach soccer worldwide club ranking. And we hope this year European Winners' Cup will take place, and we have Beach Royals Düsseldorf also competing and representing Germany in a very good way. We have a new format, the National Cup. Unfortunately, we had to cancel this in this year. This is an indoor cup. The wish of the teams and the club is to extend the season into the winter time. So in winter and autumn, we try to provide more competitions and more events. The number of indoor facilities in Germany is just a few, but we have some and would like to use them, and teams are ready to compete even during wintertime. At least the highlight, the Final Four event in Warnemünde, this is a big motivation for everybody who competes in our competitions. And every year the same, we can observe the increasing level of the teams. And we have a lot of international stars participating in some of our league teams, which show that this league is attractive also for international professional players. Next slide, please. The events, the German finals and the EBSL, everybody who organizes tournaments in their countries, you know, you need a good partnership. You need cities who are really into the sport, who see the potential of the sport. And we are really happy to have this cooperation with the city of Rostock and the region of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, which helps a lot to provide this great infrastructure. And I hope and think everybody who already participated in Warnemünde felt in love in this space. Sometimes the wind is rough, but at least it's a beautiful, wonderful place, not only to use it as a tourism, for tourism. It's a beach soccer city right now, and hopefully stays for a while. Next slide, please. Yeah, and the national team, since January 2018, we are working with the national team. We brought in some new stuff. We had a good base from the past. Honestly, we have a lot of strong players, good players from international level. But now we invested a lot in analysis and development of the team and the philosophy. We try to bring in experts from all kinds of expertise, like international beach soccer coaches or special fitness level or fitness programs in order to increase the athleticism of the players. We have scouting, a lot of scouting and camps where we at least had more or less 50 players during the last 2 years to find the new face of the team. And at the end, we try in long term to have more success with the team in order to qualify for the big competitions like World Cup or European Olympics or the World Beach Games. Unfortunately, this year we lost those important matches for the qualifications really, really close in extra time by penalties. Or a tough draw against France this year. So we missed the big tournaments, but we feel we are really, really close to qualify, and this would be a great effort for all the players who invest a lot to perform on this international level against those strong teams. So far, this should be my last slide. Or, Marcelo, have I one more? No, this is done. Yeah, that's it.
I think it's the last one. Thank you, Dennis. It's impressive, like how the beach soccer is improving in Germany. And I saw in your presentation, and I have a quick question for you. And you mentioned that now the national team is in the 10th position in Europe. And I was checking in the BSWW website, and the national team is in the 29th position in the world ranking. So for sure, with all these activities that the federation, DSB, is doing, developing and investment and everything, should have a target to be achieved, right? So my question for you is, what is this target? And if it's a short-term target or a long-term target, where you want to see and when the Germany national team? It's a complicated question maybe, but I think it's nice for us to know, because each federation has one time to achieve and succeed.
Yeah. Now it's my chance to put a lot of pressure to other people. No, honestly, we think, especially in beach soccer, you cannot compare the request on success like we have in women's football, in men's football or youth football. We are in the beginning of a process. We have time. We don't put pressure on special ranking results. Of course, we want to show good beach soccer. We want to compete high-level beach soccer, but we know very well how far other teams are, how many times they touch the ground with the beach with their feet. So it's all about training hours and training days. You, Marcelo, as a coach, you can confirm that. So the formula is really, really easy. The more days you are together with the team, the better you can improve. And we are working on that. We have a lot of challenges to solve, to bring our team together like we would like to, because everybody is more or less amateur. They train professional, but they don't earn money with that. They have normal lives, and we have to find a smart way to bring our national team together. And every day we are together, we are improving, and at the end we will see how far this can go. More important, if you need KPIs, if you want to compare numbers, I think the number of participants, especially in amateur level, this is important for us. This is our DNA of our federation, to bring football to the people and to add beach soccer in the basket of all our products in football. This is the first step. And then you have this ideal steps process. Our impact is to start with a good base, to have good competition, and at the end, the national team is the mirror of the structure that you set. But you need time. You need time, and we don't put too much pressure on our shoulders. Jogi Löw has enough pressure on his shoulders. We don't need more.
Okay, so now I have more pressure for you, because I have a question from Majer, and and he wants to know. His question is: do you think Germany can be one of the top teams in top leagues?
Majer asked this.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
You see, it's not only me.
Yeah. Let's compare, or we try to compare it with one thing. Did you ever expect Germany win beach volleyball Olympics in men and women? This is a long process, and I think 10 or 15 years ago, nobody expected Germany to be a beach sports nation. And I think the volleyball shows we can do, if we start with a good plan, if we bring it to a lot of people, and then we are slow, but once we start it, give us some time, and we will hopefully sooner or later we will have results. At the end, we want to represent the federation the best way.
Okay, Dennis, thank you. You know,
I can add something. I can add one sentence to Majer's question. Now Majer is out of the game. The chances are higher now to win trophies. You got that?
Yeah. So if he answers something, I will let you know here.
Okay.
Okay, Dennis, thank you very much. It's really nice to see how the program is going, and I'm happy to see the improvement of this. Thank you very much.
Hasta luego.
Okay, so now we're gonna fly from Europe to South America, and we will have here Paraguay. So again, in my opinion, is the country that is far away from the other countries here in South America in terms of development. Paraguay has a fully support from APF, the federation, and in all areas, not only in the national team, because sometimes when we speak about support, people think that we are talking only about the national team, and Paraguay has a great development project. I was there during the World Cup. I run one project with FIFA, with the local coaches, and for example, we did together, APF and FIFA and myself, of course, 3 beach soccer clinics, each one with for more than 300 kids during the World Cup. So it means we had in 1 week around 1,000 kids inside the beach soccer stadium. So with all support from APF. So grassroots, professional formations. So I can stay here a long time speaking about Paraguay, but I will leave this and invite Mr. Luis Kanonnikoff, General Secretary of APF, to speak for us this very nice case to everyone. Welcome. Bienvenido, Mr. Luis.
Hello to all. Thank you, Marcelo, for this great introduction. For me, it's a big honor to have this introduction by you. And that's the thing. The APF, the Paraguayan Football Association, since 2009, started organizing the National Championship of Beach Soccer. At the beginning, the level wasn't that good. Myself, I was taking part of that championship. Now, luckily for me, I'm at this side of the administration. Since 2009, we start playing, we start development the game, and we quickly took note that Paraguay have strong players, has a strong culture of football, and we knew that we can have those players playing beach soccer. And the level of the Paraguayan players start growing since 2011. We start qualifying to the World Cup since 2013, and last one in Paraguay. It was our fourth consecutive World Cup. For us, having the World Cup here at Paraguay, it was a dream come true. We made history. For the first time, a FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup was organizing in a country, a landlocked country. It is a strong message for FIFA, for beach soccer, that beach soccer can be played anywhere. So now our main focus is continue to grow the local players, to increase the level. We currently have a very strong league with 10 teams. We are trying to get to the football clubs to participate in the beach soccer competition. So that is a short-term objective that we have right now. And also we are developing the females league, that they are playing an annual tournament, a difference for the males, that they play 2 tournaments and 1 super final, and the champion of that final participate in CONMEBOL Libertadores of beach soccer. Can we move to the next slide, please? In terms of coaching formation, we are taking advantage of the time right now, the suspension of activities during this COVID pandemic, and we are using the virtual platform of Zoom to instruct our coaches, professional players. We have a top formation program by the hand of our national head coach, Lukas Lokovic, who prepared this program. We received more than 400 requests, and at the end, we allowed more or less 80 participants from the country and other countries. We are going to continue supporting beach soccer. For us, the legacy of the Beach Soccer World Cup is really important, and that's why we need to continue to educate players, our coaches, and of course, everyone's involved in the game. Can you move to the next one, please? And our objectives right now, the suspension of activities is we are living in every part of the world. So players of the under-20, the national team, and the female competition are having training on virtual platform. Hopefully, soon enough, we can start again our competitions here at Paraguay. That's all, Marcelo. Thank you for your time. Unfortunately, I need to go. I have an important meeting right now. So thank you for the time, and let me explain a little bit about Paraguay beach soccer.
Oh, thanks to you, Mr. Luis. Thank you very much for your participation. And for sure, the APF Association of Paraguay Football is a very good example for everyone here in South America to how to develop the sport in all areas. Thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you to all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Gracias. Okay, so we had Paraguay, and now we're gonna have another South America country. So one country that I had the pleasure to work in 2005 to the beginning of 2006, and I'm very happy to invite Mr. Kevork to speak. And I was very happy to see in Paraguay that Fabian is working with Mr. Kevork. Fabian is an ex-player, and I think he will add too much value for this project in Uruguay, I'm sorry. So, Kevork, bienvenido. Yo hablé rápidamente acá que tive o prazer de trabajar con la selección uruguaya de 2005 a 2006 y que fue un gusto muy grande mirar que Fabián está haciendo parte de este proceso de desarrollo que ustedes están haciendo ahí en Uruguay. Fabián es un especialista y un gran amigo. Primeramente, quería te felicitar por escoger una persona tan cualificada para este puesto. Now, let's give the words to Mr. Kevork. He will explain a little bit in Spanish, and I will translate for you in English, okay? Thank you very much.
Hola, buenas tardes. Un gusto estar participando en esta conferencia. Y es un placer tener a Fabián dentro del staff de desarrollo y estructura de nuestro deporte, porque va a ser un elemento muy importante para el desarrollo futuro de nuestro fútbol playa.
He said it's a pleasure to be here in this conference, and also he said that it's important and good to have Fabian in the grassroots program in the Uruguay Federation, because Fabian is a specialist, as I said, and he will help a lot to develop the sport.
Entonces haremos una breve reseña de nuestra incursión en el fútbol playa a nivel de la selección nacional. No sé si me has escuchado.
Sí, sí, estamos.
Perfecto. Hemos participado en los 5 mundiales hasta el momento y no hemos podido participar en los 4 anteriores.
Oh, sorry, I will speak in Spanish. I'm sorry. So Mr. Kevork said they didn't play the last 4 World Cups tournament, and they had the pleasure to play last tournament after this long time of absence.
En los mundiales que hemos participado hemos tenido una muy buena actuación, logrando tener desde el segundo, tercero, cuarto y quinto puesto consecutivamente hasta el año 2009.
Que in the World Cups before this long time of this lack of participation, they had a very good results in 2006, 7, 8, and 9, where they got good results. In 2006, they finished in the runner-up position. And after that, they were always in the top 4. So it was a good time for Uruguay.
Y después de un largo camino y de esfuerzo, hemos vuelto nuevamente con mucha satisfacción al Mundial de Paraguay, en donde obtuvimos un muy prestigioso 7º puesto.
And after that, they were very happy to come back to the world scenario, participating in the Paraguay World Cup last year, where they had the honor position, the 7th place.
En materia de organización, desde el año 2008 en adelante hemos organizado la eliminatoria para el Mundial de Dubái 2009, los Juegos del Sur de Playa en el 2010 y la Liga Sudamericana Sub-20 en el año 2018.
Okay, they also host some international tournaments. The qualifier for the World Cup 2009 in Dubai, they host this event, the Other Soul event. And so, perdón, Kevork, the last one, the último.
La Liga Sudamericana de
Sí,
Conmebol,
the South America League Under 20 organized by Conmebol. They also host this tournament. Okay.
hemos también estado en varios eventos en toda América del Sur y también en Europa y Asia.
They also are participating in many tournaments in Europe, in South America, of course, in Asia.
Con un convenio efectuado con la Federación China, hemos estado 5 años consecutivos yendo a jugar a torneos organizados por la Federación China, en donde en los 4 últimos conseguimos lograr el torneo.
In the last 5 years, they have one agreement with the China Federation, and every year they are going to play there a tournament and games against China, where they won the last 4 editions.
Y para culminar con el tema de selección, proseguiremos los entrenamientos en vista a los futuros eventos internacionales organizados por las federaciones, por la Beach Soccer Worldwide y por FIFA, para estar presentes en el mejor nivel posible.
Okay, to finish the national team topic, he said that they will continue working hard in the national team to make the team participate in the international events as much as they can, organized by BSWW, FIFA, Conmebol, and other organizations.
Bien, y para pasar un poco ahora al tema de desarrollo, del futuro desarrollo del deporte, vamos a enumerar los objetivos para este año y en los próximos 2 años.
Okay, they are having meetings to organize the schedule and program for this year and the next 2 years.
Como tema primordial, fortalecer y crear oficialmente el fútbol femenino dentro de la Asociación Uruguaya de Fútbol.
One of the priorities is to create the women national team and improve their level to participate also in tournaments.
Donde ya hay varias instituciones que están trabajando hace tiempo en la formación de la sección femenina para poder participar oficialmente dentro de la federación.
Many clubs or institutions, they are already working with the girls, with the women beach soccer, and soon they will be ready to participate in the tournaments that the federation wants to organize.
Para comenzar las competiciones en Conmebol y posteriormente a nivel internacional, en Europa y Asia.
So first of all, they want to participate in competitions in South America, and then when they reach a good level, to participate in tournaments in Europe and other continents.
En materia de juveniles, fortaleceremos las categorías a partir de sub-15 hasta sub-20 para poder promover el fútbol juvenil en Uruguay.
They want to also work hard from the under 15 to under 20 age groups to have a good number of good players in the future.
Con la creación de campamentos de entrenamiento en diferentes regiones del país, contando con la colaboración de los gobiernos gubernamentales.
they have the idea to bring the national team to make training camps around the country with the support of the regional governments.
También implantaremos la creación de campeonatos de selecciones regionales.
Okay, they want also to implement a tournament that in Brazil it was very famous. It's the regional national tournament. So each region will have a team and they will play a tournament against each other.
Para tener finalmente en la capital de nuestro país un gran festival y evento con todos los protagonistas de las regiones del interior del país.
And bring the teams from the interior, the inside part of the country to play in the capital. Organizing a big festival of beach soccer.
En materia de cursos, trataremos de reiterar los cursos que con éxito tuvimos en 2 oportunidades dirigidas a los cuerpos técnicos y árbitros de nuestra asociación.
Okay, they want to come back with the courses, coaches and referees courses, to improve the level of the coaches and referees.
Que con mucho éxito, bajo la conducción de Ramiro Amarele en la última oportunidad, fue muy solicitado y esperemos que nuevamente podamos tener instructores de la jerarquía de Ramiro también para poder instruir en nuestro país.
Yeah, the last FIFA instructor that was in Uruguay was Ramiro Amarele, and people, the participants, they were very impressed about the knowledge that they got from him, and the federation is thinking to call him or another instructors to continue this process.
También estuvo el ex técnico de la selección española, Joaquín Alonso, dictando cursos en nuestro país.
Joaquín Alonso, the previous coach of Spain, he also was in Uruguay teaching the coaches as a FIFA instructor.
Por tal motivo, solicitaremos a FIFA, mediante nuestro Departamento de Desarrollo, para este año y los próximos años, tener cursos técnicos para promover el deporte.
So the idea, as I mentioned before, is to ask FIFA for one course this year and another course next year to teach new coaches and also the experienced ones.
No quiero dejar pasar en alto la gran colaboración en la parte deportiva que siempre tuvimos de Conmebol y de la Beach Soccer Worldwide en la parte de eventos internacionales y todo el tipo de cursos.
He cannot forget to thank Conmebol and BSWW for the support to organize international tournaments in Uruguay, and he's thankful for that.
Y por último me quiero referir al tema de los eventos locales, de los campeonatos locales organizados por la asociación.
The last topic, he wants to talk a little bit about the national and local tournaments that the federation wants to organize.
Nuestro campeonato consta de entre 12 y 14 instituciones que participan todos los años.
The national championship, in the national championship, they have 12 to 14 teams that plays every year.
Nuestro evento se juega en las playas de Montevideo, en un estadio construido por el gobierno municipal y en donde anualmente practican el deporte alrededor de 300 deportistas.
So the national tournament, it's played in Montevideo, the capital, and Normally, they have more than 300 players participating in this tournament, and he's thankful for the government of the city that supports this activity.
Y como ejemplo, en el último campeonato disputado en enero y febrero de este año, se han jugado 74 partidos en 45 días consecutivos.
So this year, the tournament had 45 days, okay, with ¿cuántas partidas, perdón, Kevork?
74 partidos.
And with 74 matches played in these days.
En donde el campeón participa en la Copa Libertadores de clubes organizado por Conmebol.
Yeah, here in South America, when each champion for each country, clubs I mean, plays the Copa Libertadores. It's a very famous tournament that we have in soccer, and Conmebol create the Copa Libertadores for clubs in beach soccer also. So each champion for each country participates in this tournament.
Y para finalizar, es nuestra intención poder lograr oficialmente también, conjuntamente con el campeonato femenino, poder tener campeonatos oficiales de la categoría sub-19 o sub-20.
So, and to finish, the target is to organize together with the top league, to organize a league for women's and also under 19 and sub-19 y sub-17.
Sí, categorías formativas, 17,
Sí,
18.
yeah. Okay, so under 19 and under 17. So he think that that's the good way to find good players and to develop with the youth categories.
Bueno, creo que le he demostrado ampliamente un poco el desarrollo que tendremos de aquí en adelante, y si tienen alguna pregunta, con mucho gusto.
Kevork, muchas gracias por su participación. Thank you very much. I have only one quick question for you. With this pandemic, so when you think the activities will come back in Uruguay, and which activity the federation is thinking to start to come back? La pregunta es, estamos en este momento de pandemia que no podemos jugar, no podemos entrenar. En su visión de Federation Vision, ¿cuál sería la primera actividad que están planeando para después de este periodo?
Según las comunicaciones que tengo, nuestra actividad no comenzaría antes del mes de agosto, siguiendo los protocolos que nos exige la sanidad del país, y lo primero que iniciaríamos sería los entrenamientos de la selección en vista a los eventos internacionales.
Okay, so his answer is according to the sanitary restrictions and following the rules of the country, he thinks that they will come back only in mid of August or a little bit late. And the first activity they are planning is to make a camp for the national team to prepare for the tournaments that they supposed to have in the end of the year.
Y si las condiciones climáticas nos permiten, retomaríamos un festival femenino que quedó trunco a raíz de la pandemia y no lo pudimos hacer. O sea que a continuación de los entrenamientos podríamos efectuar los festivales y campeonatos femeninos.
Okay, so as you may know, in South America, so when we are going to the end of the year, is the winter here. So he hopes that in November or October, when we are not in a very cold weather, he has the chance to organize some activity for the girls and have a festival for the women's. Esto, maestro.
Ok, sí señor, muchas
Muchas
gracias.
gracias. Muchas gracias a usted.
Y felicitaciones por esto que le hace muy bien al deporte en estos momentos que no tenemos actividades.
Okay, he said, thank you very much for BSWW for organizing this kind of activity. We are all at home and it's very good to have important meetings like that. Kevork, thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, gracias.
Okay, now I'm a little bit confused if I'm speaking English or Spanish, but I know I have to come back to the English. So now we're gonna move to Africa. In the case that we will talk about is Senegal, okay? I can say as a coach that Senegal is a team that when they play the World Cup, nobody wants to play against them. They are unpredictable team. We don't know sometimes the tactic or how they will play against us. And of course, they are one of the most stronger team in the world. So let's go ahead a little bit. So here we have a picture for the national team. So talking about what they are doing, the Senegal Federation Football Association is doing. They have two regions that they are developing the beach soccer. One is Dakar and another one is St. Louis. Okay, they want to extend this to the new regions. Okay, I don't know, this year or soon. So they have 3 beach soccer championships edition so far, 2017 with 12 teams, 2018, 2019. So we can see that they are increasing the number of teams, and it's good and dangerous for us as a coach. So they play group stage and playoffs, okay? And they have a good support from the federation. It's very important for us to know. Okay, so in terms of grassroots, Senegal organized courses for coaches and referees. The last coaches course was in 2015. In last year, they organized a referee course. So moving to the national team, they, of course, we know they are very strong in the area. Okay, they won the last 4 CAF Beach Soccer African Cups. They participate in some international events like Mundialito, Intercontinental Cup, Copa Lagos, and they have the incredible achievement that they qualify for the last 5 FIFA Beach Soccer World Cups. So what can we say more about Senegal? So in my opinion, Senegal is, as I said, they have many good players. They are strong, but I miss, and it's not only my opinion, always when we are sitting and watching Senegal play, all the coaches and friends that knows beach soccer, we talk about the tactics. So it's not, I'm sure it's not my only opinion, but the last coaches course, as we can see in the presentation, was in 2015. So maybe bringing more coaches from different countries with different knowledges can improve a little bit the situation in Senegal and open a little bit their minds in terms of tactics and game strategies. So I think it's one opportunity that I have to say that, but I think many people agrees with me. So about Senegal, I think is it, my comment. We can move to another slide. So let's talk about Tanzania. And Tanzania, as I know, is a new country in beach soccer. They don't play beach soccer for a long time. And I'm surprised a little bit about the presentation that we will see in terms of development and commitment to beach soccer. Please go ahead. So in terms of grassroots, program, they have the target to engage schools. And I think, in my opinion, it's a good, school is a very good opportunity to bring young people to play beach soccer if you have agreement with national or regional schools, public schools, to bring them to play. I can mention here very quickly, because we are ending our presentation and our time. I run one project in South Africa, and and we had the same situation there. The government of the city bring the kids from the schools, direct from the schools, to play on the sand, and it was amazing experience. So when we talk about professional formation, they have the league since last year, okay? In national competitions, they had last year the first beach soccer league with 12 teams participated. Next one, please. So national team, they have taken part in BAFCON qualifiers since 2015. So as I said, is a team that has 5 years playing international tournaments only. It's not too much in beach soccer. So 2019, they qualified for the BAFCON Egypt tournament. And international friendly games, they normally play in Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. So international event, yearly international beach soccer event, they host in their Dar es Salaam, the Copa Dar es Salaam. 3 editions so far, and clubs and national teams from Uganda, Malawi, Seychelles, Burundi, and of course Tanzania participated in the last edition in 2019. Next one, please. Oh, that's me. So I want to talk a little bit about Tanzania. Like, they are doing tournaments, they are doing international tournaments, and as I can see, they are since last year organizing regional tournaments. And again, I will insist that the improvement of the knowledge of the coaches that participates in this activity is very important. The coaches will pass the message for the players, and these players, they will play in the national team in the future. So when we have well coaches trained, they will improve the level of the players, and of course they will improve the level of the clubs. So that's my last comment about Tanzania, and we can go to the last one. I want to thank you all that are with us until now. I think we had 1.5 hours presentation, so thank you very much. And see you next week, because we're going to have the second part of this development presentation. Thank you very much, and see you next week.
Thank you, Marcelo. Hope to see all of you soon in real life.